Greetings, Marsh here, and welcome to episode 191 of my modded Factorio playthrough. On this episode, we are going to work on building better turrets and upgrade our wall. Enjoy. Well, one thing we have access to is lots of updated turret types. But we also have access to the gathering turret, which is very interesting. Basically, it just picks up biter artifacts. And that's better than using bots, because bots get shot down. So it'd be really nice to have these on all the walls, keeping the walls nice and clean. So I guess I'll get rid of that for now. Put this in here. And then you can upgrade it to handle all the different colors. At least the small ones. And that's military research, which is always nice to use up some of our nickel. It's probably going to go fairly quickly. Well, let's see what else we have here. We do need to work on that new ammo type. But for now, I think just making the upgraded gun turrets will work pretty well. They also use a ton of nickel, which would be nice. So we'll want Mark IIIs. There's also the sniper turret. I wonder if that would be better than the cannon. Because the cannon's kind of a weird thing. Let's see, I wonder how much damage it does. 40 physical and 10 explosion. Where the sniper turret gets a 15 times damage bonus. Plus 80%. With, that's 10 just without even the upgrades applied. So to me, that means that that thing's gonna do like 150, 200 damage, something like that. Like an insane amount. Now it's only going to fire about once per second, but that's about what the cannon does, and the cannon doesn't receive any updates, so it's kind of a weird item. I think it is kind of like an alpha item or something like that, so it probably hasn't been balanced very well. But I think using the sniper turrets would be much better, and they use the same type of ammo as well. They just use bullets rather than cannon shells, so logistically it will be simpler to use them. There's a combat shotgun, but I don't think we really need it. Oh yeah, artillery pieces, but I don't think we're going to bother with that. There is a flamethrower. Flamethrower is very nice, but I don't know, we've managed to take down the biters pretty easily without it. And it is kind of dangerous. So for now, I think I'll avoid building it. And also, we probably don't need to worry about robots for now. Just because it hasn't been really relevant. So I'm fine. I don't want to build every single thing in the entire game. That'd be kind of complicated. So let's just kind of focus ourselves on something. And it seems like just the standard turrets mixed in with some sniper turrets to hit stuff that's far away and or very large and heavy will be pretty good. And of course, we just finished the update, but we'll want the gathering turrets as well to clear out all of the artifacts. And I see we're getting lots of warnings of damaged things. I wonder if that means we don't have any more repair packs available. So we should probably build those too. And by connecting bots to the wall, they will be able to repair it as well, which will be nice. Okay. Let's calculate for some repair packs. Well, we can do repair pack 3 now. Which repairs very quick and has lots of durability. Okay, well, set it to one machine. And it doesn't use the previous packs either, which is interesting. So this is actually going to be very straightforward. It seems like 4 packs a second is more than enough. We'll just use some efficiencies in there. And let's just place it... Well, let's go to the top since it's kind of busy down there right now. Like, there's really going to be nothing to this. We just need to get the items in. So we can do, like, a combined belt and a non-combined belt. It's kind of a lot of items, though. So let's do 1 for the regular belt and 2 for the combined belt. And then it just needs an output into a storage chest. Holding the same things. And how about 50. And we don't even need choppers for this because these are resources that don't come in coils. I'm actually kind of surprised that these resources are taking quite a long time. They weren't super easy. Looks like it's running okay here. Yeah, pretty okay everywhere else. Hopefully using up that Invar. Oh, and well, look at that. Invar train is there. Collecting some, so we should be going through some of it now. Yep. Well, it's a little crooked, but it should work. So now the robot should come here, start grabbing them and fixing stuff. And it looks like they're doing exactly that. So we have our 3 turret types. Let's do the guns first. 1 machine, coming from 1.1. The sniper, 1 machine, coming from the rifle, which comes from the submachine gun, which comes from the pistol. It looks like a lot of these share resources, so we might want to combine them here. Finally, the gathering turret, which kind of requires some of its own stuff, but also kind of not, because it is going to need iron pipes. So these things probably build fairly slow, but we also don't need very many of them. So efficiency modules are probably fine. Although, it's not really a 1-to-1 ratio here. Well, for this either. So let's use speed modules in this one and in that one to make it closer. Same here. We'll put in 4 speed modules. And then whatever's necessary to make it work for the rest of these. And we'll do the same here. Let's see. Well, with this, we may be able to do direct insertion just because the plate choppers only apply to this one machine. Question is how many plate choppers do we need? Just the one. Oh, and I see this requires a submachine gun as well. So actually both of these share that. So we need to make the rifles, which requires their very small amount of plate choppers. And we need to make the submachine guns from the pistols. This is kind of complicated, but it's probably just within the range of doing it with regular inserters here. More Invar, nice. And also, 69k of nickel ore, which is nice. It's also nice that it's going down. But we have all of the resources taken care of here, so now we just have to kind of figure out how to handle it. Well, the gathering turret is kind of its own thing. So perhaps we should handle that first, because these guns go into both the sniper and the gun turrets. So it might be easier to just start with the gatherings instead. And we'll try to make them nice and compact and perhaps vertical. But let's see, maybe we can do it kind of in a very 3D way. Where the gathering turret is here. The pipe machine is there. Coil machines are here. And we need 4 steel machines, though. Well, that still might work if we give ourselves some space here. But, I don't know, maybe I'm being too cheeky with it. Trying to be neat. Maybe instead we should just focus on it being a fairly boring, but also straight set of machines. And the output will be a storage chest with the gathering turret as the filter. And let's say we want 50 of them. And that should get the job done. So now we need to make the 2 guns. So we've got one in the middle, making pistols, 2 on the outside, making submachine guns. Although, again, that might not really work because of the quantity of machines we need here. So we'll just put 3 of them in here. One has to do copper. 2 have to do iron. So modules. And that should be it for the guns, but the guns have to travel somewhere else. So presumably they would like swing up over here and go to the next set of machines, which would be to the left of them somewhere. Let's just build them down here since we have solid ground to do it. The main line of turrets is pretty straightforward. 1 into 2 into 3. It's just all of the supplying resources that makes it more complicated. And inserters to pop them up the line. Although we do need to have a storage chest to pick up any extra tiers. And that should make all of those. I don't think I'm forgetting anything here. We'll find out later. Okay. And then the sniper ones, which can be in a similar style to everything else. It's just a lot simpler. And in fact, it looks like direct insertion will actually be possible finally, without it being too nuts. Sniper turret in the middle. Copper on one side. Iron on the other. Okay. Let's get all these slotted in here. One, 2. And I'll just give them 2 spaces in here. Why not? They're all part of the same class of machines, but you never know when you need space. Why aren't the bots handling this right here? Not sure why that's happening, but I will help them. I did accidentally pick up something I wish I didn't. I guess I'll find out what it was in a second. That's so weird. They weren't doing anything there. Or did it just request bots from very far away? Well, that might explain it. That all the bots were just other places, and they needed to get up here. Okay, it looks like I picked up this one right here. Well, I guess they will get here eventually then. But we need to handle the input of the guns, one of which goes down here. And the guns go into the Mark 1 machine here, which are coming from up here. So actually, we might be able to save some distance here because these 2 are the submachine guns. So actually right off the gate, we can send them to the left here. And the other one can go above everything and then all the way down here. Nice of you to get here, my faithful robots. Well, then I guess it's time to get everything hooked up while they're taking their sweet time getting here. Looks like we need iron and steel gear wheels in here that I didn't account for, so I guess we'll just come in through here. What's the quantity we're talking about? Not many, but enough for a red belt. Okay. I think that's most everything we need. Let's kind of hook up all of the coils first and see what happens. And I guess now would be a great time for the lights. Let's see. Waiting on copper here. Looks like it's the inserter. Alright, let's hook up the rest of this individually to get an idea of how it works. Seems like it's holding up just fine. Let's hook up the guns. They're not going. Why? They need iron. Well, that's a little problematic. Although I think it's actually fine. I just put this on the wrong side. Look at all those pistols. This is a bit of a problem because of where this picks up. It won't get full access to the items, so this needs to be up here instead. It's kind of a long way for those guns to go. I wonder if it'd be better to do this, because that's just a lot of items on a belt. Well, if that's the case, then we don't even need that splitter at all. It can just kind of do a little zigzag right there. Seems like that inserter is having trouble keeping up. And so are these. Hey! Nickel's even lower now. Because we are pounding through it. Well, in that case, I kind of want to move some of it over. So, let's turn off logistics for a second. And throw a bunch of stuff in here, with the exception of the rocket fuel. Let's go pick up some extra nickel. Because that's kind of something we've been holding on to for a real long time now. It's just all that extra nickel we couldn't use. Which I believe was thrown in random chests around here somewhere. Ah, yes. That had a belt going right over it. An inventory full of the stuff. Looks like we can do at least one more trip. And I think there's just enough space to fit the last little bit of it in there. Yoink. Whoops. Put too much in there. And that's going to cause problems. There we go. it fit just fine. So now we're finally going through the last little bit of nickel, and the overload will be over. And we're almost through the upgrades for that, so now we can increase the gathering speed, because why not? Well, that's quite a few researches worth. Well, that's going to take a long time and a lot of nickel, so I'm fine with that. Meanwhile, this has been running, filling up on our guns, and we made all of our sniper turrets. So I guess we just need to hook up the last bit here. And see how the regular turrets get made. Might run into those limitations before with these machines, so let's just put the red inserters in there. I guess we need a second stack inserter in here. Seems to be working pretty good. Well, let's grab a stack of each then. Okay, we got some walls to upgrade. Probably start with the one on the left here, since it's closest. And before we go out there, we need to prepare the bots for their travel. So it's like right here, so let's clear all of that out. And then we just go for a walk. Might be easier to place the poles first and then just come back and put the required items over top. We can help the bots a little bit by building the stuff that's far away to make it easier on them. Okay, once the bots get all the way over here, they'll be able to help out repairing the walls too. But for now, we've got to kind of convert this to run on our new turret setup. For now, I'll just put some power poles here, because we can kind of just pick everything up and do it between these gaps. And how many turrets do we want? Well, these are Mark IIs. Let's try to make it nice and super symmetrical. Except those are the wrong ones. We can do the Mark IIIs. Snipers. Then the regular ones around the side. Of course, we also need the gathering turret as well. And it should probably go in the middle. It looks like it has a pretty ridiculous range, and you can see it's already going. That's pretty awesome. I haven't seen that working yet. Low power. I wonder if it's busted. Or it could just be the items in the... it's inside and it hasn't been gathered yet. Because we are going to need to pick up all of those items and put them somewhere. So let's do long-handed there, so it does. And I guess it's working. It says shooting speed of 1, but it could just be that it's supposed to take a while. Let's see, so we need to get everything in. And there we go. Oop, we gotta get this one to be the sniper. So you can see the sniper's range is significantly better. And it should have overlap with each side. Could have bots do this, but it's probably easier if I do it myself. Just by walking up here, picking everything up. Hopefully they don't attack. Is the junk inventory full already? Well, kind of. We don't have the junk things in here. I kind of just want to place this stuff myself to make sure that it gets done quickly. The other robots will get here eventually. It's nice seeing all those gathering turrets helping out. See, we do kind of need to have some lights in here as well. I guess just like, oops, on the other side of here. The biters don't like it. Ah, yes, we do have some radars to replace, but that's easy enough to do. And it looks like we've got something special going on here. So we can just kind of place that in there to make it work. Now we do want bots to help. So we'll put them over there and probably have a chest right there just for them to park if they need to. Let's build a better radar and plop it in there. And we need to go down doing the same setup. It's going to be daytime now, so hopefully they won't attack anymore. Okay, let's actually move these items up. Because we're probably going to want to move all of these orbs on bots, since it'd be kind of awkward to be using drones for them. Let's combine them here into a passive provider for now, to make sure they get dumped somewhere. They're cleaning up that side of the wall too, which is nice. But we don't really need cannon shells anymore. Guess I'll just leave this radar down here. Oh, that's so many cannon shells. But it can just combine in there. We'll have to find something to do with all that ammo later. But for now, we gotta get rid of all of these cannon shells. And hope the bots have this wall ready to go. So I don't have to pick up every last cannon shell. Let's put a filter inserter in here. Only for picking up cannon shells, and eventually it'll get its job done. And clear all of this out. And we can put the rest of the ammo in there, and hopefully, eventually, it'll take care of all of it. One thing we do want to take care of are all of the biter orbs. At least we want somewhere for them to go, but we also kind of want to process them a little bit. I don't know where the best place to process them is, but right here is where they're all kind of getting dumped. Or at least they should be. Assuming everything's set correctly. So let's have some assembling machines here. Not sure exactly how many colors there are, but we want to turn these small artifacts into the big ones, because we can't burn the small ones. And I believe we're already Holding on to a decent amount of them in here, but we can do requester chests. For each color. Going into the providers. As far as a request amount, we basically want everything that's available. And how many does this go through? Goes through 50 small ones a second. Well, I don't think we need to worry about that. We'll just put one inserter going in each one and give all these efficiency modules. And then have some logic where if we have more than... Well, let's actually check to see what all these get used for. So actually the small artifacts only go into the big ones anyway. So if we make some regular chests and have these go into the provider chests, they can be linked to say if you have more than, I don't know, 500, put them into that chest, which is essentially going to mean it gets burned eventually. Although I did put some things in the middle there, which is kind of annoying. Perhaps put some substations on the end then so there's no blind spots. It looks like they're taking those shells to the wrong place, but whatever. And it does look like the artifacts are coming through. They're getting lost a little bit. Looks like they are taking all the shells up there, which is not what I wanted them to do, but that's okay. We can fix it. Let's just make this a regular chest. And as a passive provider, that is working well. Let's add some stuff to our inventory here. We don't want any of the orbs. Is the rest of the wall all fixed up? Just about. But we can come down here. Looks like we can't do requester chests of the big ones. So we'll have to do small. Something like this. Although I think we need to space them a little more than that so they're not all messed up. And these will request each of the artifact types. The big ones. To get burned. The robots aren't trying very hard to collect these resources, which is curious. I guess they are, they're just not here yet. It looks like they've all been slated for pickup. But we do need to get the resources into these storage chests. So this one requests the smalls. This one requests the big ones. Now we can pick up all those orbs we've been saving and put them into the system. But let's turn off logistics for a bit to make sure it doesn't mess anything up. Let's see, actually we can turn it on because it's not going to pick up the big artifacts, just the little ones. And it looks like the other orbs have been marked for pickup. So it's probably just the robots on the other side of the factory and working their way up there. There they go. Cleaning up the inventory. And we don't need a logic connected to this. It can just clear out everything. Where is that going with that? There we go. set that to anything so it is off when there's nothing in there. Now let's update our inventory to say we want none of the big orbs either. And they're taking them down there, which, yeah, I guess makes sense, because these aren't requesting them, so that was unwise. Took a lot of work to get those, so we probably want to save them. So we'll turn off the logistics for now and beat these guys to where they're taking them and unhook them. Don't know if any of them actually got burned or not. Some of them probably did, but oh well. Looks like we've got pretty much a clean wall now. And the robots are working their way through all these artifacts that we've collected. And it looks like there's a few more they're getting. Seems like with those upgrades, they're a lot faster than they were. But we don't need those cannon shells anymore. Let's grab a bunch of robot parts so we can expand quickly. And we got a new wall to fix. Sun is just about to go down, which is kind of bad. Hopefully they have enough ammo. Okay, we've got our thing to copy. Let's see, did I unhook something important? Because there's some flashing lights here. Let's take this and hook it up right there, just as a alternate way of getting power in here. Uh-oh. I was like, uh-oh, stuff took damage, but now it's just a robot crashed. And we'll need this belt to go into the provider chest here. Those biter nests are getting awfully close again. Let's put another brass chest up here, so we don't have to pick up all those cannon shells one at a time. While we're waiting for everything to update. Probably should clear out those nests that are really close. Can use a sniper rifle for that. Since it only takes one shot. Looks like we've caught up with the sodium nitrate. And it didn't quite get enough heat to produce any power, but that's okay. Eventually it will. So this wall's looking pretty good now. It's just cleaning itself up, but otherwise it looks pretty intact. So we have one more wall down here, and looks like we do have robots at least accessing part of it already. So let's get down there and grab some items to make building it faster. Okay, this side of the base doesn't actually have any of those convenient doors. I guess they're up here, but not there. Well, if that's the case, we probably want to copy that whole element, but we may want to wait until we've actually got all the turrets first before we start messing with doors, because I don't think we have doors on the network. So that might be an incomplete construction. So we'll just have to place this as if the doors were there. So we have this, and how wide are the doors? 6 spaces wide. And 6. So that should be the spaces between the doors. And looks like the panels are close enough to where This isn't quite gonna work. No! I'm not ready yet. We'll worry about that last then. Looks like the construction bots will be able to reach. Too many biters. Uh-oh, and I don't have any concrete to fix the wall. Come on, bots, get here. Let's connect these from the long way around just so they get power. And I really need concrete. I think we've held them off. I guess the reach of these is far enough where we don't really have to worry about having additional logistics expanders. For now, I'll just dump this into a chest right here. Just so it has somewhere to go. Let's put all these orbs in the correct places. And now any extras can properly be burned. There we go, we've got a nice path now for the robots to take. They're slowly getting access to more and more of the factory. Well, now that the ammo and the biter orbs have a full path, and looks like they've done pretty good about clearing out most of this. We can kind of remove this. Get a little thing to remind me of it. And this should be a complete path. Let's see if there's anything missing. Of course, the robots are still kind of working their way around, trying to get everything. And we can send a loader in here into the provider chest. It looks like we're a little short on ammo. I think we still have it, it's just I've been picking it all up and we're not really producing it anymore, so that's kind of why that it kind of ran out. But after this we'll probably want to make the better ammo anyway, so I don't really mind that we're running out of it, because we certainly made a bunch of it. Wonder why they're not gathering these couple of random artifacts that are on the ground. Seems kind of weird because it should be within their range. Disabled by script. I don't know. Maybe it only starts gathering when there's a certain amount of them on the ground. Seems kind of weird for it to operate that way. Alright, well, picking it up and putting it back down helped. I'm not sure why. I think these things kind of are in an alpha, so I want to make sure that they're working properly, but for now, I'll just pick every one of these up and put them back down to make sure that they're working correctly. Because I want my ground to be clean. Let's see, and those are the big artifacts, which they are not capable of picking up. I don't know if you can ever research them to that point. Doesn't seem like it. Well, at least picking up the small ones is useful. We're still waiting on that ammo, but otherwise, it looks like most of this is working pretty well. Slowly cleaning up our wall. And down here, it looks like they've caught up. So the next thing we need to do here is kind of fix the wall. We need to put the doors in, and hazard concrete. But it's also a good opportunity to build some better walls. But that's going to have to wait until the next episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.